we're coming to a point in our society where people are re-examining this mirage of authority. The government has a mirage of authority. The church has a mirage of authority. Without you giving them that authority mentally in your life, they don't have that authority. Like an abusive person, right, who thinks they can manipulate you, and therefore they believe they have authority. And they've done certain things in life to put you in a position where it's hard for you to complain or even see the things that they're doing wrong. This is the same thing we have here. This is why America is going to hell. I grew up believing in God. I grew up reading the Bible. It's not the existence of gay people. It's not women getting abortions that are the reason that this country is going to hell. It's because of its horrific past, its inability to deal with that past. The left in this country, the manufactured left, I should call them, co-ops that past without really addressing it at all. And the right wing is just in total denial of that past. And anytime you bring up any legacy of racism or native genocide, now they want to hide behind wokeness. Oh, that's just, you're trying to be woke. No, I'm trying to be right. I'm trying to be intelligent. I'm trying to be well-read. I'm trying to be understanding of other people's cultures. I know more about European culture than most Americans do. They never bother to learn it and realize how connected America is to that. You have to recognize these things. I'm not saying that everything's a farce, that there's nothing real in life. There's a lot of things that are real. But I think that there's a difference in between being intelligent, well-spoken, and well-versed on something and just a virtue signaler. I think that some people out there are benefiting from calling every single person woke or trying to be a virtue signaler when they can't really compete with the points that they're making about how twisted our society is, right? You see people, oh, I want immigrants to be okay. I want them to go back to their own home country. Well, you don't really care about immigrants then. You're just trying to throw them out in the most nice way that you can, but we don't see you post anything to help those people, right? You want children to be born in this society, but you don't give women any prenatal care. You know that during the Taliban, they did that too? When women had children, wherever they were working or whatever they were doing, if they were working at a storefront, just obviously they couldn't hold other jobs, but they gave them a stipend for their child. In this country, you don't even get a long Friday off. They'll fire your ass. And now there's laws that protect that have come out within the past decade or so. But come on now. This is what we're dealing with. You want to force your moral authority on people, but that's not going to happen because you don't have any moral authority. As religious people, I want to make something very clear to people who believe in God and don't believe in God. When you abuse the power that you've been given in a godly position, your fall is 10 times the fall of a non-believer. So when we talk about death and we talk about who's sponsoring death, we've had a war for the past 20 years in which countless children have been murdered. And there hasn't been that much noise from these religious folks that are now claiming that every aspect of our society needs to then revolve around this religious debate, whether it's abortion or something. Honestly, I think it's the best thing that Democrats could probably run on. They weren't going to run on the Ukraine. They weren't going to run on COVID. It's just really sad that it takes this for people to do that. When in reality, the Democrats had the House, the Senate, and the Congress. They could have reinforced this and codified it into law whenever they wanted it. But they dangled it over people's heads, the same way Republicans do, to be honest.